We are on a live. Not here, darling. Not here. Upstairs, please. Yeah, thank you for listening. Love you. Good morning. Welcome to my cake kitchen. I am Gladys. And over here, I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating. I didn't announce my showing up. Yeah, an hour. So it's exactly, hello. I'm going to set the alarm for an hour from now. Yeah, love you. Tapeta, my love. Good morning.
Wait, don't start it now.
Okay.
Because I need to download some mods.
Okay, let me know when to start. Good morning, everybody. It's not morning. I woke up not so long ago, right? My morning has been, I had a lie in, okay? So I've been up since 9 a.m. It's 12. It's not morning. What am I saying? If you see me for the first time, hello there. Over here, we make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating. And so yesterday, we were here to make this cake. This cake, it is my pastor's wife's cake. I didn't want to tell you, but anyway, we're here. And yeah, it needs to go out today, but it was a round cake and we wanted to turn it into an oval shaped cake. If you want to see how we got here, like from the round to what we have right here, check in the previous videos, which are already up. And then we'll get that sorted. For those of you who are still like showing us love and support, thank you. Dawn is back. Tapeta is here. I didn't announce my being here because my morning has been a little bit sketchy. And normally the live, do I show up on lives on Saturday when we have something special? So we're going to start off by scraping or cutting the lips of our cake off for a sharp edge, and then we are going to continue with the layers of buttercream. And if you want to know more about the buttercream I am using right here in this cake, Dawn is asking, wow, thank you, but why has this happened? Dawn, don't you think your loyalty and your continuous presence deserves a thank you? Okay, I don't suppose it's a worthy thank you because there's I think about ways I could express my thanks, but being a moderator helps. Okay, the blue badge kind of shows, because we don't have any specific category and I don't ask anything, and it is, the moderatorship is fairly a voluntary thing, and I am incredibly grateful that anybody would even consider feeling like they would just do something whilst they're still here. Because if you showed up and sat on the sidelines and did absolutely nothing, that would still be appreciated because your attention is valuable. But you good people out there just show up and just give a bit. Holding a community is not easy. So Dawn, you deserve it, and I hope you have fun looking at your blue status. Okay. YouTube sometimes plays with us and takes it away. I told you yesterday I wasn't going to do anything. I left the buttercream on a countertop, and so we are back. I haven't done anything at all. All I'm doing is trying to get the air pockets, and after going back and forth with what I really wanted to do, I have just decided that I am not doing anything other than just using the buttercream in the color that I made it, because you know what, church, what am I doing? Okay, so the crumb coat is done, and what we are doing is just covering this in a layer of buttercream. Okay, and then we do the top coat. If you see the buttercream kind of falling to the side. It's intentional so that it can cover the entire bits. For a clean look, sometimes you want to do this more than once. A warm scraper will serve you. Ooh, look! Did I tell you how I am not a buttercream person, and yet the buttercream is buttercreaming? Ooh, the buttercream is buttercreaming, okay? All right. We're gonna go back and cover. Oh, this is too warm. We're just covering the air pockets. I am quite surprised, but also equally impressed by the shape of the oval cake. It's better than your box standard round cake. And I kind of feel like knowing me. Ooh. You know what? This is my a cake decorator's inner dialogue. Whilst I don't like buttercream, when you're creating simple textures like a palette knife texture, like it is for a rustic cake, buttercream is great. Look at the detail. You could just dial this, put another one of this cake on it, a small one for that matter, and then put flowers on it, and you have yourself an amazing wedding cake. I am dreaming. Let's not forget, next week sometime, when we are here, when God allows us life and opportunity, we are making Aunt Jackie's retirement cake. So Aunt Jackie's baking retirement cake. She's retiring from baking. Oh, she has retired. She's not retired. She has after 19 years. She says she's hung her apron up. So we're making her a retirement cake. You weren't here when she said that yesterday. Ooh, okay. I like this. Okay. Ooh, I'm impressed by... I've surprised myself, right? I'm impressed by how clean the cake is. There you go. Okay. How are you, Tapeta? I can see in the chat yesterday was a hard day. Poor thing. Okay. The goal is sometimes to know when to stop. And I'm going to stop here before I end up doing more than okay. Okay, right. Okay, what do we think? I can see bits of the cake showing up over there. But let's see. It's important to have a very clean and dry but warm scraper when you're doing this. So I'm gonna go back here. There you go. Okay. Now, you can see a bit of cake showing here. That's because of the carving we did for the cake. So two things. You could get in and carve that out, or you can leave it and reposition the cake. I am just simply going to reposition this cake because I'm not aiming for perfection here. As long as it is decorated right and it's presented okay, I'm good with that. Plus, this is going to be a gift. So the demonstration is actually to show you how realistic a cake decorating process is likely to be, and I'm not kind of caught up on the perfection of it. But if you really wanted to get down to the details of it, what you could do, I'm probably going to take the chance to show you. What you could do is get a warm knife, get in there, cut it out just so that you can shape the cake out. Be careful though, because if you're not careful, you might introduce crumbs into your cake. So there you go. Cutting it out is not necessarily getting rid of it. It's like reshaping the cake, if you like. So you go back and then you fill it. But the filling.
Start the 1 hour.
Okay. Okay, there you go. And now I'm using a small scraper here to scrape that out. So that's essentially a crumb coat for that section. And then you can go back with a clean coat. Okay, there you go. And then let's see. Got it. Okay. Okay. See? Okay. Now you can see the bottom part is not fully covered. That's simply because we are going to be piping borders and details down there, so it will make no difference. So I'm going to leave it as that. For our cake, I think I've got the polished look I wanted. Sometimes the goal or the real skill is to know when to stop. When to stop, okay? And I have been known to keep going until I end up ruining the thing. So let's just say it's time to stop now. Glad it's time to stop. Now we're going to this is a sort of beginner friendly kind of cake, and I hope by the end of the tutorial you would have got yourself tips to help you get great results. So that's our cake done for now. The decorations on this cake is going to include some piping details on the border using the same buttercream. The thing with me is I don't like piping a lot. I prefer stenciling and other mediums of decorating a cake as opposed to piping, and that's because I find piping a cake with buttercream is adding too much sugar. You know, it overwhelms the cake, if you like. So unless necessary, I'll find any reason to not pipe on a cake. But I will tell you that knowing piping and understanding even the basics of using piping as a decorative medium is a good way for you to start as a beginner, especially with the vintage style cakes. Plus, I'll tell you this for nothing, piping is not my strongest skill to have. I understand the basics and how to get a decorated cake. I've been doing this for a long time, so that's okay. But if you're a beginner who is trying to venture into cake decorating, please understand that even some of us who have done it for a very long time do have some weaknesses in areas of decorative details on a cake. So practice just makes progress. On that note, I'm going to put the cake straight into the big fridge so that it sets, because whilst we can go around piping the cake, if it's not set and you attempt to pipe, the rate at which you can make mistake and scrape bits of it with the piping bag is very high. So I would rather everything sets, we clean the top up, and then we can start the piping. We'll probably leave it in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes. And if you're in the chat, okay, and if you're in the chat and you're joining us for the first time, please tell us where you're joining us from. I'm just going to dip out for a moment. I'll be back shortly. Right, the cake is now chilling in the fridge. Let me wash my hands. There you go. Right. If you're joining us, thank you for making time to join us today. What are we doing? We are decorating a very simple oval shaped cake that we made from a round banana cake that was filled here. If you want to see the details of how I did that, you can check the previous videos. But this Saturday morning, well, I keep saying it's morning. You know, they say your morning is when you wake up. For me, I woke up a while ago, but it still doesn't feel like it. So I am sorry if I keep making reference to Mori. Gimori is back. Is it Gimori or Gimora? Gimori. Oh, it's what? It's okay. You're just an hour ahead of us. It's not bad. Gimora, do you mind telling us where you're joining us from? If you don't mind, if you actually don't want to share, that is fine. But there are 15 of us in the chat, people. If all of us will take a minute and like the video, that would be very helpful. Okay, bear with me. One second. Ugh. I'm just going to show you something I am about to do in a minute. Gone and ruined it. Piping 101. Don't do this, okay? Got to change the bag. Can you see? This is how much I know about piping. I'm just trying to get piping bag and a coupler in it, and look at me. The struggle. Okay, let's. Okay, the piping bag and a coupler. Right, got it. There you go. If you wonder what that was all about, that is your favorite baker trying to get a piping bag and a coupler insert right. Right, my people, what are we doing next? We're going to prep the piping bags that we need for the making of our decorative detail. Now, when we first did piping techniques here, one second. When we first did piping techniques here, one of the things I said to you was that you don't need to know all the techniques of piping to be able to achieve great results with your cake decorating, especially if you do choose to use the piping medium. You also don't need all the tips, as in the piping tips. When I started cake decorating as a beginner, I was keen to buy any and everything that was on the market. And I do have a selection of piping tips, some of which I have never used in my over 10 years of baking and decorating. So my point is, know what you want to do and select the tips that will support those efforts. I mean, you can't go wrong with the star tips. There are so many names for them. You have the French star tip, you have the close star. Different brands label them differently, so it's hard to give you a specific name, but I will be showing you what I am using here, and then you can find variations of it online. Also, I think I have labeled some of them in my Amazon cart or shop front, so you can check those out. For instance, the one I'm using here is the small round tip. Depending on what brand you are patronizing, it has a different name or a code name for it. This is just a small round tip that is used for writing. And by the way, I told you before that I do not write very well because I've got shaky hands when I have to kind of pipe details. So today you are actually going to see me in my raw elements, attempting something that isn't my strongest skill, but still prepared to show you the raw moments of the decorating process. Another thing also, if you're not great with piping, make sure that you can just master one. Okay, what? I can never ever go wrong with anything that has to do with the piping tip. So the tips I am employing today is the large closed piping tip, which will be my first to use, and then a few of the same ones. You will see me use them. Plus, you can pipe so many decorative details using different sizes of the same tip. So the tip here is not to overwhelm yourself with trying to learn all the techniques on the market. It will not serve you. Stick with one that will work and will help you the most. Plus, to get best results, make sure you are organized. You know, baking can sometimes be a very messy task, like you're running around trying to do stuff, and it works. Not with piping, especially when you're piping with different tips, when you're changing colors. You are better served when you are organized. So I tried to get ahead of it this morning by getting up to sort out all my tips, get the couplers that are needed, and then get my various bags that I will need for the task. It helps. Probably I've cut down my task by not wanting to overwhelm myself with the coloring. I am sticking with the same color but different piping designs on the cake. So we will see about that. Let's see the closed piping. Yeah, this is the closed piping nozzle that I am aiming for. Let me just go back and get, yep, there's a piping tip here. We have a star. Let's get this in here. Yep. And now yeah, I've just had, this is a small closed star tip. It's for small pointy details. my large star tip, which is what I am going to use for much of what I need, and perhaps a leaf. That's an optional design. We'll see. Like I said, I am sticking, even if I say simple, it might not look simple, especially if you're new to cake decorating. So we're going to start by, if you want to fill your buttercream, you need something tall, like this tall cup. And for piping, one tip, make sure you don't overfill your buttercream, and make sure you have good control and good grip. Normally when I'm piping buttercream on cupcakes, you'll find I will fill this up to the brim, and I'm kind of making sure I can frost maybe 24 to 28 cupcakes using the same piping bag because I want it to be quick. Not this one. You just want to make sure that your piping bag, you can control it, or you can hold it better. So the amount you put in your piping bag is important. So let's see how much I can get in here so that I can attempt. You want to also make sure that when you put your buttercream in there, you don't have air pockets. Okay, the stamping is to get the buttercream to settle. Okay, 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 right. Now, whew. Okay, I'm gonna go get the cake back, and then we can try and get it. There you go. Now I'm going to take the excess off the top here. Why did I do this? This is just going to clog. That's just me talking to myself, because sometimes the decisions you make in the decorating process will come back and affect you. Okay. Okay, there you go. All right. Whew, okay. Now, something I have noticed. I think the consistency of my buttercream might be a slight problem for me. Okay. Can you see? Okay. There are so many ways you can do this technique. Can you see I'm breathing? Oh, we've got the base detail. Okay, now let's go up. Same detail. Okay. Same detail on the top. Oh, the annoying air pocket. For the detail on top, you'll find that I am stretching out the shell border a little bit. Okay, so you can see the shell on top, it's slightly different to the shell on the bottom. That is intentional. Let's go. Where is the... Okay, I have the round one here. There's a bag and there's a coupler. Okay, it's here. Right. So now we're going to go back in. Okay, I will not be using this anymore, so I'm taking the buttercream out. Let's see. Okay, look at that. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Okay, I'm just going to move to the side here. Okay. Right. Now we can go down here and apply the same detail. makeup. Okay. Now, I just wanted some small details in the middle to kind of tie things together. So that's where's my leaf tip? One second, people. Did I tell you to stay organized? Yeah, I did. Maybe I should have. Oh, where's my leaf tip? Okay, let's see. I don't have it here. Did I put it back in here? People, you see the cake maker in real time looking for stuff. I have a leaf tip. Let me see where the annoying thing is that by the time I finish, I will find it somewhere and it will probably work out it was here all along. Let me see. I'll be really annoyed if I don't find it. It's not this one. Can't find my, okay, is it this one? I think it's this one. Let's try that. There you go. Ooh. Okay. I'm just trying to put that in a coupler. And then a scissors. I had it here. Where is it? Okay. I can't find the scissors. It's okay. We'll make it work. Can you tell that your favorite baker is piping is not my forte, people, but I love to try something new. Okay. Okay. This coupler won't work, so we're just going to freehand this. We're just going to freehand this. Okay. So the entire quantity of buttercream we did yesterday is finished. And that I can tell you in terms of price point for the butter. It's about butter and the sugar. We're looking at about £13 if I'm right. So for those of you moaners who moan about the price of cakes, breathe. You'll see what I'm doing in a minute. Ooh. Okay, there. Okay. There you go. Now, what I am going to do is there you go. Okay. Right. Can you see how my hands are shaking? Okay. Now, the last thing is the happy birthday. Ish. Can you see I'm panicked? Glad. A good skill is to know when to stop. Okay? Stop. All right. Okay. Okay, people. Whew. Now we are left with the last detail, which Dawn, language has changed a lot. Sometimes you have to ask, why is it rude? Because you have to understand what's being inferred, isn't it? So I see what Gemori is saying about our intruder over there, but I'll say, Dawn, you're better off not knowing. You're better off not knowing, because the inference is rude. What they are inferring that you squeeze their tip for is very rude. Yeah. But yeah, that's our cake. I'm actually so proud. I am so proud of myself. What do you think about our cake? You wouldn't think I stood here and I told you so loudly that I can't pipe. Right. So, people, you know what your Auntie Glad did? I wanted to be one of the cool kids. So I decided that I will put ribbons. These are some of the cool cakes people are making these days. So I decided to join. I told you I wanted to make a trendy cake, okay? So I decided I wanted to do cool cake things and make cool. Right. It is a very trendy thing lately to be making these cakes. So Auntie Glad decided to join the trendy people. There you are. Now, before we finish, let me just go and push this in properly and bring this out. Bring this out, push this in, bring this out, and push this in, bring this out. Okay, our cake is done. There you go. Now, the challenging part is to write there happy. Typing is not my strongest skill. I've told you that before. You know what? The bowls becoming popular, Tapita, I wish I knew, but you know, I think it's a trendy thing. It will go away very quickly. Don't you worry. But I just wanted to join the cool kids club and have the bows. That's all. You know, we don't do trendy here a lot, but I can tell you, when I see pictures of those cakes with the bows, my heart just feels so warm and fuzzy because they look so damn cute. So let's just say I have gone and joined them. I am not sure either. It's like, why? But when I see that, especially some colors, sometimes you see a white cake with black bows and it's dripping down and it's so cute. Look, Auntie Gladys just thought she would join the cool people. That's all. Don't judge me. Okay. I need some. Just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it has given me the tone of pink that I want. Okay. I feel like, you know what? Okay, I have never written before, so let's see. Oh, actually, my writing isn't bad, but I need to get rid of it. I was just attempting it and it looks nice, but I didn't get, it's not straight. The lettering itself is not bad, so I think I'm going to have to do this later. But for now, I'm going to have to get rid of it. Right. Yeah. I was scared about the lettering, but the lettering is not the problem. It's just I have to get the straight lines. Okay. We've been here a whole hour already. Okay, we got it. Okay, we've got it. I'm not doing any more. Okay. Oh, Okay, we'll leave just now we'll probably leave our cake to set, and I don't know if I really want to write on it, or I have a happy birthday detail I can stick on there. So what do you call it, an acrylic disc that I can stick on there to say happy birthday, and then I don't have to write, because the truth is, I've told you, I don't write because my hands are shaky and the details, it's not my strongest skill, if you like. So I'm not sure I really want to do that. But okay, there you go. That's it. I just wanted some highlights of pink to complement. Well, our round cake turned out gorgeous, didn't it? It turned out a very gorgeous oval shaped cake. I am surprised by the amount of buttercream. It's almost, for 750 grams of butter with a kilo of sugar, whipping it all up, we're looking at almost 2 kg of butter just for a 2-layered cake. Whew. This gives me the idea of how many I need for the 6 inches, because I told you we have 4 similar cakes to make. No, actually, we have 6 similar style cakes to make for a corporate event. It's a corporate client. So we have 6 of these, and we have matching cupcakes. Ooh. Yep, that's a lot of sugar, mother. And if I wanted to make this in Swiss meringue buttercream to reduce the amount of sugar, that will be a lot of buttercream to make and a lot of time. So people, cakes are not cheap, you know. I am quite surprised. I am really quite surprised, because take away the ingredients for the 2-layered cake itself, that give or take is about, let's say, 8 pounds, you know, with all the incidentals, and 13 pounds for the butter and sugar. So the cake itself, with just the butter and sugar and everything, base minimum is going to, it's 8 plus 13, that's about 21 pounds. That hasn't included my time, a base rate of 15 pounds for just regular cakes. And you saw me make the cake here yesterday. We were here for almost like we were here for on 2 sessions. The first session we made the buttercream, and then the second, and then filled the cake, and the second session, and both give or take will bring us to the second session. I know there was an hour and a half and an hour, if you like. So round it up to 3 hours maximum, because prep time is also included, like prepping your ingredients, tidying up. So give or take, from bake to making the cake itself is a base minimum of 4 hours work, right? And 4 hours, if I was paying myself 15 pounds per hour, that is 60 pounds total, right? And then we have the ingredients and what we've just discussed, about 21 pounds. That is 81 pounds already. Okay, my profit margin hasn't been a percentage of the profit margin. Materials, as in cake box and board and everything. At least you have the base minimum here. How much will you charge for this cake? Let's talk about it. For a minimum of 4 hours work, okay, a minimum of 4 hours work, that's like give or take, and that's like being pressured, because the cake itself, if you were here, we baked it in 50 minutes, as in the bake time, but during the bake time you will do the washing up and everything else. So if you like a clear representation of the cake decorating, because you know what, bakers bully each other so much. Bakers, professional bakers, sometimes even feel like it's necessary to justify their price, because believe you me, you will find another baker in another baker's comment section going, well, it can't be 4 hours because when the cake is baking I am doing the washing up. How about during the time you're supposed to do the washing up, you have to go and do something else? Of course you are not paying yourself whilst you're doing your own things out there, but the oven is still on for the time you are not in the kitchen. So bakers are always bullying each other, making people feel forced to really justify their prices in a way that does not serve them, and I'm not with it. I'm not with it. If I have to bake your cake for an hour, I'll charge you for the hour, right? Because whether I am intentionally to bring value to customers, it's really important that time management is considered, so that there's fair pricing that will reflect value for the customer, so that you can have a business. But forcing yourself to cram in a lot within a short space of time for efficiency so that you can discount that to the customer, it's not serving you. Because when you are at a corporate work and you're given that a paper to type up, you finish it, you get paid, as in whatever time it takes. You are not sitting there like rushing yourself because you think it's going to affect your pay. Does that sort of make sense? But at least we know that for a base minimum of 4 hours work plus the base ingredients, we are at £80. How much will you pay for this cake? Or if you're a baker, how much will you charge for this cake? I'm kind of intrigued. For a very simple cake that looked like nothing, I like how pretty it is, but I don't want to think about the price at all. I don't. This is an 8-inch 2-layered cake that will serve 15 to 18 people. So from me, that's about, 1 second. I don't want to tell you something that isn't true. Whew. Okay, 120 plus tip, £100. You people are good people. You are reasonable people, because a base price from me for a cake like this, in all honesty, is anything between a minimum of £95 to £115, and a realistic price for this particular cake stood here is exactly £110. So for those of you who are 120 plus tip, you are dead on the money, because we just worked out the work time. It's 4 hours base minimum and materials, but the materials hasn't included the ribbon, and I tied these ribbon myself. I woke up in the morning and I sat there doing them. All of that has to be worked out, and then when you finish, you have to add your running cost and sundries, okay, and then a profit margin on there. So for me, a 2-layered 8-inch cake decorated like this, £110. At least you know. At least you know. Yeah? Come to think about it, I don't know how I don't know how business is sustained, because it is just the one cake, but it was still, if I was making multiple cakes at the same time, it only cuts the margin of time very sure. But anyway, we've discussed it. I think the smallest, I'm making 6-inch cakes, and the 6-inch ones that are decorated to this one, as in same design, it's about £85 from me. That's for 6-inch, and a 7-inch will be 95. This is an 8-inch, hence the price. So yeah, at least yeah, I really don't know how when I see prices of similar cakes that are charged like less than, there's no way, like having done this for a long time, there is no way. Okay, I don't want to speak for another business, but I cannot understand if anybody is charging, say, £80 for this cake. I don't know how they are sustaining their business. Just saying. Oh, Mama Bear is back. Mama Bear. Naomi, how are you, darling? Happy New Year. Is it? I know we've kind of caught up in the comment section. I pray you're doing very well, and it's good to see you. But anyway, we've talked about it. So a realistic price, 110 for this. But you know what? I am still mad. I am still mad about the amount of buttercream that is on here, because if I saw buttercream like this, ugh, my skin crawls. It's like, why? It's too much. Too much. But yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm still there looking at the cake and thinking, oh my God, I've done one of those those Instagram cakes, because sometimes you see the cake and it looks so nice. You want to do stuff to it. You want to keep adding more. I have some pink flowers that I want to kind of put on the top. Because you know I love me some flowers. Let me see if I can find it.
Mama, thank you for giving me another hour.
That's fine. I know. But once we are finished, we are going to take the cake away to package line, right?
You won't be taking the cake too?
Yeah, we're only taking the cake because we have to come back and wait for Daddy. Okay, let's see. People, edible flowers. Where have you had those before, Meghan Markle? Edible flowers. Edible flowers. Okay. Okay. Edible flowers. Edible flowers. Edible flowers. Yep. Oh, I'm loving this. They are so fragile and delicate. Now there I go ruining it. Glad? No. The edible flowers are so delicate, they go everywhere. But even worse for me, I don't have the tool that I want to use to apply it. So no. Let it go, Glad. That's my inner dialogue now. Let it go. People, just tell me to stop it already, shall I? Okay. Okay. I still wanted edible flowers though. I wanted edible. Oh God, I love edible flowers. Meghan Markle, edible flowers. She has quite a bit in stock, I'm told. Okay, yeah. I just want something to look so pretty. Anyway, Glad, just let it be. Let it be. Okay, there you go. Just a bit of pink here and a pink there. That's it. You know what? I have tweezers. I don't know where I've left them. The tweezer I use them for the gold balls that I put on stuff. I can't find them, so I have to buy them. I have to buy them, people. But anyway, it's great. I'll leave it. I really wanted to put like the edible flowers just round it, just to give it. No, Glad, just leave it. I don't even have, yeah. That's my inner dialogue showing through. Don't worry. There you go. We'll leave it. Okay, you know what? I think it's better without the flowers, if I'm being honest, but I'm just looking at it and my brain is kind of fixated on the very perfectly shot images that I have come across in my research to find a design like that. So you're right, leave it alone without the flowers, Glad. But now I can't take these off because I've pushed them into the buttercream, so I'll leave it as that. And then what I'll do is I'll stick the my brain is frozen, people. There's a detail that needs to go in the middle, and it's an acrylic disc. I'm gonna put it in the middle, and that will be it. So yeah, that's our cake all done. There you go. I'm loving the cake. I love this cake. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I will be making a few more this week. Similar design. This time, yeah, this time same color, but with purple ribbon, and the details in there will be black, as in the pipe details will be black, and we have edible prints, and yep, that's what it's going to be. So whilst we're at it, people, if you see me for the first time, it's great to have you. Tell us what you have enjoyed in this session today. I know it's been a little bit like I've been here and not here and back and forth, but what have you liked so far? First of all, rate the cake 1 to 10. Tabitha, are you sure you'll be 36 in May? Mama Bear. Oh, okay. We have some birthdays coming. People, you should put your birthdays in the chat. And then we'll probably do what is this thing we do online when you kind of crowdfund, because you're a community. Help each other out, because you know what? I can't commit to purchasing ingredients and investing them in making cakes just for your viewing pleasure. Just being honest with you, because the lives, YouTube doesn't actually remunerate much on the live. So what you guys can do is, as a community, you can crowdfund each other. We can get some base ingredients money, and I will come and make your birthday cake here, and then we'll cut it, or we will donate it. That might be a thing. Think about it. let's think about it. So first of all, Q&As, I have some ideas to kind of make the lives a little valuable. I'm just trying to tweak my time, because once we implement it, it has to stay. Last year we had plans about the bake along and the baking sessions and all of that, and all didn't happen because I'm just one baker. I can't do it all. And if we set specific days for things we have to do, say if we had once a month a bake along, it has to stay. It becomes a feature, and it doesn't matter what I do. So at the moment, for flexibility's sake, we plan it and then it falls on the wayside. You've seen it in real time. This week we wanted to make our carved cake, as in the beef, and then I woke up and boom, I have corporate orders, and suddenly I have to kind of leave you guys over here and bring you along whilst the meaty cake is on the side. So my point is, we can try and make the lives a little more valuable for ourselves by thinking outside the box. And so my suggestion is, since we are starting afresh, you know, for all of those of you who are here and enjoy the community and each other, we can create a crowd fund. In the fund, we'll dip in, get the money for the ingredient, make your birthday cake on a live, and then we can either cut the cake on the live to celebrate your birthday with you, or we can donate the cake to your nominated charity. So we'll make the cake and then we'll go and donate it. I think that will be a good plan. But I'm just saying, just think about it. We'll put a poll in the community post and see. But next week sometime, it's supposed to be next Friday. I will check with Aunt Jackie and see. She's hung up her baking apron. She's not baking anymore after 19 long years of baking. So we just wanted to celebrate that. So because it's a busy week, I'm going to have to work out where to fit her. And then we'll design a cake and then we'll make it on a live and then cut it up. So we'll see. That will be something to do. Lollipop. Who? Gimori would love to super chat us $500. You know what? May what you wish for happen, and may it back to you. Okay? Thank you. I love the intention though. And Lollipop, you have, oh, don't worry, Lollipop. You know, sometimes we get a little bit messy in the market square. Sometimes we get in the market square and we shout. As long as we're not having a fight. But the chat was very engaging yesterday, so that I really appreciate. It tells me you guys are having fun, or more so, you guys love each other, okay? Because what's the alternative? Being catty with each other in the chat. But anyway, I want to ask you, Lollipop, how are you? Don't answer. We're back. Kimori's watching from Switzerland. Oh, darling, you are the peaceful one. Thank you for joining us. Okay? How is life over there? Beautiful view. Is it like the internet tells us? Because that is my only perception of Swiss. Besides the fact that Switzerland is the place where you go to seek peace. You have a headache. Oh, darling. All that work. Mama Bear, be careful aligning yourself with Lollipop. Stop it. I can't help it. I just can't. I am so excited. I think so. I've got tears in my eyes over absolutely nonsense. Yep, my brain is glitching. Glad you're on alive. Okay, I'm back. I'm back with you. I'm back with you. You know what? I'm looking at Mama Bear and I'm thinking, Mama Bear, you have no idea. Okay? Naomi, I can bet you my bottom dollar. Lollipop is not overworked. She signed up for this agency. She willingly. She availed. Okay. Let's let it go. Right, people? Lollipop. On a serious note, we are praying for you. Okay? The laughter is just to encourage the process and to see that our hearts are with you, and the joys of it, we feel that so closely with you. But all the best, my darling. Okay. Louise is joining us from Malaysia. Talking about Malaysia, you know who I miss? Nicola. Last time I checked, she hadn't posted, and I think she's still away. So we need to go and find Nicola and see how she's keeping. Another person I was thinking about randomly, most of you may not, especially you new people, but Laura, we had a Laura from Ireland. She was an accountant. And last summer, I think, was it last summer or sometime earlier in the year, she was active with us and she was working from home. The accountant, Laura. We haven't seen her for a while. So it's been a bit of, it's been a minute, right? But anyway, people, right, Lollipop does. Yeah. So I was just stood there and I was thinking, I'm like, oh, all these people. You know what? The thing about the community is that, you know, even our habits, there are people I used to watch for a long time and then suddenly I checked out. And so sometimes life happens and people's interests shift and changes. But yeah, I did think about her and a few other people too. The name, I kind of can think about it. Something Kali. I remember she had a poorly child. And she would be in the chat and she told us to pray for her. I think about her too. But because their lives have gotten so consistent, it pushes down the old information to the point where I literally have to... Vicky Kali. Yeah, Vicky Kali. I remember now, Vicky Kali. Yeah. So to kind of like find these people, I have to almost go back like a year or so into some of the old videos just to look at the comment section to pick them out. But that is just to say all the people who were once here and still support, who used to support us, but even though they are not consistent, we're praying wherever they are, life is treating them well, or at least we hope. That's all. I'm just, it just came to mind today for me. So I will send Nicola an email if I can, when I can. It's going to be, because as soon as I sign off this live, I'm not even going to be able to tidy the kitchen. I'm going to get the little guy ready and we have stuff to do. And then once he settles, I will be able to come back and tidy the kitchen and do the stuff that we need to do. So yeah. Oh, okay. I have to go back and look at, yeah, I was asking, Gimori is joining us from Switzerland. So I was asking what Switzerland is like for him, who lives in Switzerland, because what we know about Switzerland is how they just stayed out of it, okay? And how sometimes when you see the photos from the tourist perspective, it's just a beautiful place, but apparently it's expensive to live there. I don't know, I'm just asking the question. And he says, well, the tourist spots and the tourist spots and the countryside and the old town are just as beautiful, but there are also ugly spots in Swiss and downside. Like yesterday, some lady screamed at me for no reason. Gimori. I was expecting worse. That is not to say the experience of someone shouting at you randomly on a side street is not terrible, but when I saw, like yesterday, you can see where my brain went. But I hope you are okay, Mother. Everywhere in the world, people scream. Well, I'm screaming. No, I'm joking, people. It can be a bit like, yeah, if you're not used to being screamed at and you experience it in a side street, at a random place, it can be very jarring. Okay, so anyway, people, let's rate our cake. Rate the cake from 1 to 10. This is me fishing for compliments, aren't I? Let's rate this cake on a scale of 1 to 10. Come on. I love it. It's so cute and damn pretty. Oh, Lollipop, you are so kind. Dolly is back. Dolly, darling, how are you? Happy Saturday. Have you been in the kitchen again? Dolly gave us 9. Dolly, is there room for improvement? Tell us. We want to hear it. Himori, those of you who are giving me 100 over 10 and 1,000,000 over 10, you people, you don't want me to improve. We want to hear what Dolly has to say. Dolly, come tell us why. Because we want to know where the area of improvement comes in. Okay? So, but then again, a 9 is not bad. Just 1 point short, I will take it and I will roll in it. Okay? Lollipop says I wouldn't do that. So that's great to you. That's fine. You know what? You guys are always so kind anyway. But I am my own worst critic. So Dolly, come and give us some constructive criticism. And talking about that, on this internet street, somebody decided this morning that they were going to come at me on the internet, shouting about it's beautiful, but I think the design is a lot. Aha! Dolly, I want to give you a hug. You know why? I feel exactly the same when I see these cakes. You are just joining us. People, when I finish, what did I say? I said when I look at the buttercream, I cannot believe the amount of buttercream. Dolly, thank you. I think the Ghanaian in you is looking and thinking, oh, this is a lot. I agree. Because when you are looking, the funny thing is that when I'm looking at the cake on the screen, I feel like I have achieved exactly what I wanted to achieve because I actually have a photo. Here is the inspiration, if you can see. So it's very dainty, which I love. But yeah, the buttercream seems a lot. The cake feels overwhelmed when you're looking at it. So Dolly, I completely agree. But you know what? I think I went for aesthetics because it's a trendy cake. So, because come to think about it, when I finished doing it, I said the buttercream is so overwhelming on the cake that if you gave me a cake like this, I wouldn't know what to do because there's sugar. But hey, we're here. We're here. So yeah. So this is the only time where I decided to go for the look rather than functionality. It's okay. So Dolly, we thank you. Thank you for your honest feedback on this one. What are you doing this Saturday? Is it a busy day to bake? Are you baking? Gimori, see you soon. And yeah, we probably won't be here tomorrow, will we? Tell a lie, I might be, because I have to prep all the buttercream for all them lots of cakes. Okay, Dolly says she's making one in, let's see, did I miss her? You're making a cake in burgundy, and I told the lady I'm making one in burgundy. Okay, so you're making a similar cake in burgundy. Oh, okay. That's not, so you're back in the kitchen. I love these cakes though. I do love them. I need to go and photograph. I need to get these photographs before it is delivered. Plus I need to let pastors, I need to let them know so that the cake can be. Dolly, now go away, okay? You can't come and tell me you are cooking wache. People, you probably don't know what I'm shouting about. Okay, I'm shouting. Dolly, I'm gonna block you. Okay? Because I'm stood here and you're over there making wache and peanut butter soup and fufu, and you are out there in the chat telling me about it. Where is my food? Like, seriously? If you know you're not inviting me to the dinner or at least serving me a bowl, why are you telling me? Dolly, there we are in your crowd. There we are in your crowd. What's me? Sorry. Mimini da na pawi. Anwa wachi. Ni ehun sheto. Ni froye ni ehun keka ho die nyina. Wenya adaje. Anwa nkatenkwan aka fufuo. Waba be jina me comment section ka share me say wanwa wachi. Nzem hunu be no. My people, don't worry. I've told you I'm Ghanaian, so we just switched back to the old town. We're back, okay? We're back. Right. Dolly. No, little guy doesn't understand ish.
Whatever I don't understand, I probably do understand.
People, did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear him? Thank you, Ibi. Did you hear the boy? Before I could finish, he shouted, he's like, whatever you think I don't understand, I probably understand. Okay. Oh, God. Little people they will humble you. Okay. Let's... French, no. But he's going to start taking his French classes. The good thing is Dad speaks French, so we're gonna start that now. But no, which is a shame. So, ha, people. Ooh, you can English. Gimori. Ooh, Gimori. Good for you. Good for you. That is wow. Thanks for telling us that. Oh, that's that. Oh, okay. That's amazing. I like people who speak different languages because you know what? The switch up from one language to the next can just it enhances interaction and like talking to another dialogue in such a very nice way. Like for instance, when I go to MC events, right, and it's a Ghanaian crowd. I don't know why. I've told you this before, but my Ghanaian people don't immediately identify me as Ghanaian. I don't know why. And then because MCs are like professionally presented, you have to speak English. So at some point, if you make a Ghanaian joke and you watch the people's faces, literally like the shock disappear, and then suddenly they feel like, oh, you are one of us. It just makes the interaction and enhances the relationship in a different way. So I love it when people speak different languages, really. But the only European language I can speak is English, but I do speak a few different Ghanaian languages. At least I speak three, but I speak my mother tongue, which is from the northern part of Ghana, and then one other Ghanaian language that I speak rather sketchily. So it's neither here nor there, my people. But you know what? We've caught up a little bit. It's been a minute. We've been here a little over an hour now. I've got to go and mama a baby and stuff like that. Happy Saturday. Happy baking. Catch the community post for more updates. And fingers crossed, perhaps I'll be back tomorrow. See ya.